All right. Today I am welcomed by two of our amazing veteran agents, both killing it, happen to be in Golden Circle and definitely advocates of the working by referral system, I would say. And I would say personally, I know a lot of people work this system, know Buffini, all of those things, but your names and faces were two of the agents that definitely popped in my head when I wanted to go have this conversation. So one, I just appreciate you very much for being here and thank you for your time and walking us through some of these working by referral thoughts and dialogues.
Sure.
So I've got Jess and Brandi with us. I'm actually going to turn it over to them just a little bit so they can introduce themselves before we dig into some of their hows and whys behind some of these dialogues. So Jess, I'm going to kick it to you first. Give me a little bit of perspective on how just working by referral has changed. Like, how long have you been in the business? And when did this kind of foundational stuff that we're going to talk through today start really impacting your business? So go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, I'm Jess Gilligan. I'm in the Ankeny office, and I've been in the business for 8 years now. I took Buffini's course with Angela when I first started, so was introduced to Buffini and working by referral in the very beginning. But I did start working more cold leads, but quickly realized that I kind of preferred to work with people I knew and referrals from people I knew.
Yeah, yeah.
Would say it was around the 1 year mark
Okay.
where I really started to see the return of those calls, notes, pop bys, and meetings. And then probably around year 3, where a majority of my business was coming from referrals, and where I felt like that could really be my sole focus.
Nice. Excellent. So like the year one, laying the foundation, started to really see a shift year three. Jess, what would you say now, 8 years in, year 2024, what percentage ish was from repeat referral, past client, all those kinds of
Um,
things?
Probably like 90-95%. Like, I'll have
Yeah.
the occasional person that
Yeah.
found me from Google reviews, but I mean, that's thanks to those like referrals and great past
Yeah.
clients that have left those reviews.
Yeah, awesome. Love that. So it's still even correlated to those
Right.
same people, right? That's
Yeah.
kind of pseudo referrals. Cool.
Mhm.
Brandi, you are definitely, I talk, when I think of the beginnings of Buffini and our company, you're one of the quintessential faces that I think of. You guys sitting in the room taking this for the very first round of 100 Days to Greatness with Joe and Megan, and you and Megan used to team up. You've tried client parties before anyone else really did. Like, just all the things. So, Brandi, talk me through how long you've now been in the business for perspective, and then when you saw some traction with doing the things.
Yeah. So Brandi Nelson, work out of the Ames office officially. Um, I'm starting my 21st year in the business. Luckily, Joe started me off, like you said, with Megan and I. Dylan, we started right away, that first year. And it just became, I don't know, it was funny when you said dialogues. I don't even think of them as dialogues anymore. It's just how we
Yes,
talk.
that's good.
So um,
Yep.
I think it definitely took hold right away. Um, and I think having the words to reach out to people that I knew and let them know that I was in the business, and how to say it professionally and what I needed from them, made a
Yes, good.
huge difference right from the start. Um, I would
Okay.
say I'm probably 80% referral
Okay.
business. I do get quite a few because I'm mostly on listings anymore. I
Yes,
do get some, sign calls and that kind of thing from my other listings
which
for
is
business.
beautiful.
But the majority of it is still referrals.
Okay, awesome. Love that. I love so much that you just said that, Brandy, because that's the point. I think when we are sitting in that very first 100 Days of Greatness or Peak Producers, like it was for you, Jess, and everyone's afraid of these at first. Like they still think they sound salesy, but when again, I've internalized them so much and I've used it is just a part of my speak. And so I really want to like listen to how you guys go about this because there isn't the perfect necessarily Buffini script probably does not come out of your mouth exactly the way it's written in the booklets, right? So I think it's fun, and that's why I really wanted to call on you to who it really is internalized, but you've made it your own as far as how you go about the actual asking. So let's go ahead and go there. And maybe Jess, I'll throw it back to you first. I've pointed people specifically to your More Than More podcast a few times because I'm like, people that are afraid of it, I usually go listen to Jess because she's got a really great way of saying it in a slightly different format. So just walk me through that, right? Like how do you ask, and maybe even a little bit of when along the journey? Is it, after, when is it and how do you go about it?
Yeah, so kind of thinking through the journey, I do always bring it, or most of the time it comes up kind of organically at my consultation,
Yes,
because
good.
a lot of times they've been referred to me, so I can make
Yeah,
a connection and say, I'm so appreciative that so and so referred you to me. Like, this is how I run my business and why. My goal is to do such a good job for you that you do the same and refer your friends, family, coworkers.
love
So
that.
I'm introducing them to the idea right away. Um, and then I feel like it does organically come up in conversation all the time. Like you just said, I just believe so deeply that like working by referral is the way to go for so many reasons that I feel like no matter what the real estate question is, it's not even intentional at this point. I just tie it back to working by referral.
Love
Um,
it.
so that, yeah, comes up a lot in conversation. And then probably when I don't know, use Buffini's wording the most is in writing. And that's more like
Oh,
in
yeah,
newsletter or social media posts where I say, like, know any friends or family looking to buy, like, I'd love an introduction. Keep
love
me
that.
doing what I love. Yeah.
Good. So some of the kind of scripted Buffini dialogue, but more in the marketer space when you're putting things out there, reminding people, and then in the networker space, so you just really feel like the best thing is right away when you can sit down and be like, you know how they referred you, like that's how I do my business, and I love working with great people like them and like you, and it's so good, and it's very very natural that way. So as the buildup of referrals start coming, that even gets, I feel like, gets easier. How about you, Brandy? Then, so like, what is your go-to dialogue, and when do you find yourself using it through a transaction process or otherwise?
Kind of like Jess said, I think the very first time that it comes up is at that first meeting or consultation, especially if it's
Awesome.
somebody that I don't know really well or has been referred to me, and it's our first conversation. It comes up then, and I explain, I try to work, fully by referral. My goal is to be 100% by referral. That's how I, got to meet you guys, and it keeps my costs down. I can invest more in you.
Really good.
I guess to me, the biggest thing I think people are scared of these dialogues is if you read them exactly how they're written, they do sound salesy. So make it your own, get it to where it just rolls off conversationally, not,
Right.
you don't have to read it just like it's written as long as you still get the gist of what it's saying. Make it
Yeah,
your
the
own.
heart of what it's saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
You have to
think
make it sound like your voice. Yeah.
sometimes I'll even, if you take out both buyer and sell, if you know anybody that needs to buy or sell, make it just, if you know anybody that needs to sell, inventory is really low right now. Let me,
Yes.
give me a call, let me know.
Yes.
I'll reach out to them. I think that makes it less salesy if people are worried about
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Just an idea.
Yeah, I do coach that a lot, Brandon, like specific to the market. What are the actual needs of the market? And I really like going with the who do you know who dialogues that are very either I'm really looking for sellers because that is what the need is in this market, or I'm really looking for buyers because I want to talk to them about some interesting things in this market, right? I mean, it really is market specific. But yeah, I agree. I think that sometimes helps one reframe people's brains of like, oh, that makes sense because we actually do need that. And it is good for sellers or buyers right now, and then being able to kind of use that as a way to take maybe that salesy or that pressure off of
Yeah.
how you're asking. So you both do a really good job of, I think it always should come up initial consult. I mean, if this is the first time you're meeting this person, right? I mean, initial consultation, it's so nice to tie it back as the referral came from this person, like we said, like you both said. What about when they're not in the transaction process, in the funnel process, right? So it's coming up a lot of along the way because you're doing real estate, you're getting all those questions. What about when we're just trying to have this conversation to remind our A pluses, our A's, our B's, our taking our favorite people to coffees, lunches, whatever that may look like? Where and how does it come up then, do you think? Either of you.
Again, I think when if somebody asks me, how's the real estate market? How are things going?
Yes.
Talk about the market a little bit. And then when I'm trying to wrap up the conversation with them, I'm like, if you know anybody that needs to list or is even thinking about selling, let me know. Cause then, I can get with them, talk to them about the market, how short we are. Or sometimes I'll have a specific property. Maybe I'm making my
Ooh.
check-in calls and I've got a property that I'm gonna list or have just listed, and I'll tie it back to that. Hey, if you know anybody that needs a great acreage out in the timber, blah blah blah. If you know of
Mhm.
anybody, let me know. I'll give them a call. That type of thing. I personally try to tie it to something a lot instead of just,
Mhm.
I need business
Right. No,
type.
that's good. I love that. And I feel like that even, Brandon, I love that idea too, because it's, you're working for your sellers at the same time then too,
Yeah.
right? You can kind of in your weekly updates to your sellers, even you're like, hey, this is some of the activity I tried. I met with somebody, I threw it out to a few people
Yep.
specifically. Love that. That's really, really great. How about you, Jess? Just generally along the way with your past people, keeping it alive in your database itself.
Yeah, definitely what Brandy said. And then I feel like, I mean, everyone says this, that everyone just likes talking about real estate and has questions.
Yeah.
Like, for example, this past year, if people had seen the NAR settlement in the
Oh
news,
yeah.
they would sometimes bring that up. And again, I feel like this wasn't me intentionally trying to like remind them I work by referral, but I was able to genuinely just say, like, yeah, I feel less affected by this because I work with people that already know, like,
Yeah.
and trust me, or referred by those people. So that foundation
Yeah.
is. So I just feel like, yeah, I'm able to tie it into basically whatever question is being asked.
Yeah.
And
Really
I
good.
do think,
So that, yeah,
I also think
conversation.
it's more than just your conversations with people. Um, when we were talking about doing this, I was thinking about when I actually use it. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I got to
Totally.
thinking about how many times, like on Instagram stories or
Yep.
that kind of stuff, that I say, hey, if you know of anybody, well, it's the
Yeah.
same concept. I'm just on social media, and it's at the bottom
Yeah.
of all my email. It's in my email signature. It's on the bottom of anything I send out. So
Yep. It's a constant drip, whether you're actually saying it, face to face, voice to voice, where it really is impactful, but all of those other pieces. And again, that's kind of why both of you, I think of in the whole system itself, not just the ask, right? It all does really layer together so well. And both of you, I love that you genuinely believe it. It is a part of you internally of what you do, how you run your business. So we get to work with amazing people because we ask and because we remind and because we have this constant drip of all of these other things. The other group of people that I want to remind everyone that are options for some of these really great conversations is also our business network, right? So I'm just curious a little bit about your business network, your B2B, your lenders, your insurance people, your any of those other kind of referral network in your business world. What does that look like? How have you built that over time? How are they a part of your just A plus ABC system? What does it look like with your business partners?
Yeah, I'm not as good at this one, but I did learn early on, like I joined some networking groups and I don't know, that wasn't in my comfort zone as much. And so I realized, like, why not just take like places I'm already going? Like at the time I worked out at Pure Bar, like that's not a networking,
Yeah,
um, but make like it comes up in conversation. Like I'm a realtor, so just kind of use that as like these are going to be my people. And then I think, yeah, marketing and social media makes it easy to like tag those businesses on your realtor page, and they might get shared or
yeah,
have not been great about this, but like teaming up to do giveaways, or putting some sort of like pot buy together that you leave a basket of at whatever
right.
business. So I was definitely better at that in the beginning of my business, and it has paid off.
Awesome. How about you, Brandy? What does this look like in your business network?
I would say I've got a lot of people that I use a lot, and when I
Mm-hmm.
do if I refer out one of my electricians, I'll actually call that electrician and say, hey,
Yeah.
so and so is I gave them your name and number. They're going to reach out. They're a past client. Please take care of them. I know you will. And I think, over time they see that. And I've had electricians call, hey, these people are getting their house ready.
Yes. Yay.
So
Yes.
it does definitely pay off.
Yeah, it's a symbiotic relationship, right? I mean, I feel like as realtors, if we work by referral, having your referral network of those important real estate, and I love actually too the local community. Like I go to this gym, like I love that as a network too. But like having your local things that you know your clients are going to need because they own homes, that's brilliant. You know what I mean? Like you do want to be able to refer out great tradespeople, and it's then symbiotic as far as they come back around, right? Like if you know that they know that you're sending them, that reciprocity rule kind of is in play then.
Yeah.
So really good.
And
Okay.
I
I just
also use it a little bit if I'm doing check-in calls, it's another thing. Hey, just a reminder, if you need anybody, you need an electrician or a plumber or
yes.
handyman, let me know. Just like you came to me by referral, I would love to refer you some of the people I trust. So it's
Good.
another
That's a
reminder
really good one right there.
for them.
Really good one right there. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like you guys have truly grasped and taken. Like I've heard sections of the mayor campaign and what you guys are saying. I've heard little pieces of the referral dialogue. Why educate your clients on how the industry works and how working by referral and how you want to operate. I want to be 100% by referral is different than what other people are doing, and it allows me to spend more time with you on you, right? That's a part of the referral dialogue. And then the big three is another one. I've heard nuggets of the big three of, are you looking for anybody? Can I be of any help? Why this is important to me? And the, oh, by the way, right? You're doing parts and pieces of all of these things. And I really think you've both done a great job of really internalizing and truly believing this is the better way to operate. You've built your business this way. It is more sustainable. I love, Jess, that you said, even with the settlement, you're like, no, this is why it's beautiful. I work this way. I don't have to be as worried about those changes because I have built a sustainable business by working by referral. So when you believe this, you internalize these scripts, make them your own. They're so much more accessible and don't have to be scary, right? I hear over and over, it's so hard to ask. It's so hard to ask. What would be, I guess you guys have given really good nuggets in general, but if there was one other piece of advice you could give people for kind of getting over the hump of actually doing the ask, what would you tell them?
I would say practice on people you know really well first. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's harder to deliver to people you don't know. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so practice on your mom or your brother or sister, and just try to make it conversational, not a dialogue, not a script.
Yeah.
Um, just play with it a little bit and find the different nuances, make it your own, make it to where it works for you, but you're actually doing it for them, type of thing. So that would be my
Good. Jess,
suggestion.
yeah, that's good. Jess, how about you?
Yeah, I would just say to try and get out of your own head because
Yeah.
the people that you're talking to or that are looking at your social media, they're either going to be supporters that want to help you or they're not your people. Like the people that are judging
Good.
you for it or thinking like she's so salesy, those just probably
Yeah.
aren't your people. And so, yeah, just let them go and focus on the
That's
good
so
people.
good.
And
Get
I
out of
also,
your head. Yeah.
yeah, for me, like putting the ask in writing on a social media post or in an email, that's easier too to get started.
Yeah.
And then just again, believing it in your heart and letting it come up organically in conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
So
start
good.
on Instagram stories and
The
start
easy
there
stuff
when you're
first. Like it's a little more indirect,
yeah.
right? We can start with
Mhm.
more indirect space maybe. Yeah.
Yep.
Good. This is so good. I loved just hearing you. You guys, it really truly just sounds so easy. I mean, the way you say it, I know you both do it. You genuinely believe it. I hope people can listen to even those nuggets and read some of the dialogues, right? And marry those together and practice and try, get out of their own heads, start with people they know, and just kind of make it your own. So, really appreciate you. I think people will get tons of value out of this great conversation with you guys today. Keeping it short. Thank you. Go out and kill it. You guys also, this is a part of our sales contest. One of those 4 categories of our contest is these dialogues, just refreshing them, brushing them off, or trying them for the first time if you haven't done them yet. But listen to Brandi and Jess, kind of take it, tweak it, make it your own. Check out all the resources in the Forge to help you be successful. And hopefully you guys, I know you guys will go out and kill it with your conversations as well. So thank you, ladies, again, so much for your time. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Bye.